Now we've adjusted for another difficult fairway lie here. As you can see, we've just trickled the ball down the downslope into the bunker, and we've got the full length of the bunker ahead of us. We've got a slightly downhill lie here. The one mistake I see most amateurs make whenever they've got a downhill lie, either in the bunker or even around the greens or on the fairway, is the urge to want to lift or help the ball in the air. It's so difficult when you know that the ball's going downhill, that actually de-lofts the club. So we may end up actually having to take more loft on a downhill lie. If it's normally a 7-iron distance, you might be able to hit an 8-iron because the slope itself actually de-lofts the club somewhat. So because of the downslope, we're going to ask Ryan to step in for us now. I want to talk about his stance here just a minute. Again, we're going to flex the knees the same, and I let gravity take care of where the weight goes anytime we've got an uneven lie. You can see his knees are flexed about the same there. That puts his left leg a little heavier, a little more weight on his left side than his right. So he's going to lower the left shoulder just slightly here. He's trying to get his shoulders to match the slope just a little better. Show us what most amateurs do. They'll get that left shoulder high and try to help the ball in the air, and then they hit way behind the ball back here and get the sand before they get to the ball. That makes for a real difficult shot there. So what I'm going to ask Ryan to do, let's set up there again. Flex the knees the same, lower the left shoulder, and he's going to move the ball slightly back in the stance again. Now this may be somewhat confusing because we had an uphill lie just a few minutes ago. We talked about the uphill lie, we move the ball back in the stance. We talked about a regular lie in the fairway bunker, we move the ball back in the stance. Now we've got a downhill lie, we're going to still move the ball slightly back in the stance. Not quite as far back as we do on the uphill lie, but just slightly back, and that's going to help us again hit the ball first. The most important element in all fairway bunker play is to ensure that we hit the golf ball before we hit the sand. If Ryan sets up with his weight slightly forward, about 60-40 left leg, left shoulder low, knees flex the same. Now, the only thing we're going to think of on the follow through is to keep the club down low and kind of follow the slope and avoid at all costs the urgency to try to finish high or lift the club up and help the ball into the air. We want to try to swing down the hill, maybe finish a little lower with the club and keep the club low through impact. You feel like hitting one for him?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and try one here. Great, clean, wonderful contact there. Notice how he finished down the slope. His weight's over his left heel. Right heel has come up and out. The right knees move through, and he finished a little lower with that follow through. By finishing lower, you're going to ensure that you're not trying to lift the golf ball up in the air and get in trouble and hit behind it. Wonderful, clean shot there again. Let's recap just one more time for us. Knees flex the same. Weight slightly more on the left leg. We're going to move the ball back in the stance about a ball or so. Keep the left shoulder low, and the most important thing is finish low and ride the slope on the follow through. Don't try to lift that ball out of the fairway bunker when you've got a downhill lie. Hope this helps make fairway bunkers a whole lot more enjoyable for your game. I know it has for ours.